it's all noise, right? After every halving, we tend to have this transition that I call from crypto spring to start of crypto summer. We usually get this sideways chop, and it's kind of normal. But this market is hilarious because everyone loses their minds, and they're like, it's all over. It's the worst thing ever. Everyone gets chopped around, trading around in stupid shit they shouldn't be doing. And then just when everybody thinks it's never going to move again, it then explodes higher. So, I've been like you, just kind of wryly observing the psychology of this space. I mean, the psychology of this space is basically like an 11-year-old.
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoin Zella, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoin Zella offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoin Zella. Subscribe now. In today's video, Real Vision co-founder and CEO Raoul discusses the crypto banana zone breakout. Raoul also explores the biggest narratives and drivers of digital asset prices and more. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the video.
And when you play through all of this and you ask people their deep-seated fears, everything's going to crash, or China's going to invade Taiwan, or the Chinese currency is going to devalue, or what's happening in Japan. When you play through all of these, the outcome for all of those is more liquidity. Every single one. The only time it's not more liquidity is when the Fed are tightening, as are the other central banks, and they're purposely withdrawing liquidity. Everything else leads to more cowbell. And I just keep that in the back of my mind when everybody starts freaking out. But if China invaded Taiwan tomorrow, it would be the largest injection of liquidity in all history. When you look at what happened to the commercial real estate, you look at Credit Suisse, you look at the yen, you look at the Chinese, there's one big story there, which is there's a shortage of dollars, and it just keeps moving around. And then you see Yellen going to China twice. There's a trade. She's the biggest bond salesman in the world. She's now bigger a bond salesman than Mike Milken ever was. So her job is to sell bonds. She needs to go to China and say, listen, guys, can you buy our bonds? And they're going to say, yeah, but to buy your bonds, we need some dollars because we're fucked because we've got debt deflation going on and all our property developers are in debt dollars. So somewhere within there, and they're using Japan as like the threat. Look what's happening to their currency. It's going to happen to you too. Japan actually needs dollars too. So I just think there's a dollar injection of liquidity that's coming to solve this, because if not, China doesn't buy US goods. It's that whole kind of circular world trade thing. So I look at it as a macro cross rate spread. It actually works perfectly versus the ISM. It's like where you are in the business cycle tends to drive that, which is the same as altcoin season. It's all the same thing. If you cast your mind back, we're also impatient. ETH only bottomed versus Bitcoin in summer of 2020. We're not even there yet, right? We're still in May. It really started outperforming September, October, and then 2021 was the banner year. So the first part, crypto spring, is always about Bitcoin outperformance plus the new shiny kid on the block, which is Solana. So the more people get bearish about it, the more they write it off, the more I get interested in it. I don't think it outperforms Solana, so it's not going to change my position because I'm pretty much all in Solana. But I do think that it probably does better than people imagine over the next 18 months. I still think we're kind of bottoming. We haven't bottomed yet, but let's see. That's my working hypothesis.
Bitcoin's price could start rallying to new all-time highs if it manages to decisively rise above the crucial $67,500 mark. The $67,500 level is acting as a significant resistance line for Bitcoin, which could determine its price action in the coming weeks, according to a May 20 report by Marcus Thielen, the head of research at 10x Research. Thielen wrote, "A breakthrough above $67,500 could potentially lead to new all-time highs, a scenario that our Bitcoin ETF model predicts. Last week's price recovery is a promising sign for Bitcoin's price action," added Thielen. A breakthrough above $67,500 could potentially lead to new all-time highs, a scenario that our Bitcoin ETF model predicts. Inflows from the United States Spot Bitcoin Exchange Traded Funds (ETF) remained positive for the second consecutive week, as the ETF amassed over $200 million worth of cumulative net inflows, which is just half compared to the previous week's $413 million, according to Dune. Before the week beginning May 6, Bitcoin ETF net flows had been negative for 3 consecutive weeks. Institutional inflows from ETF were a significant part of the current Bitcoin rally to new all-time highs. By February 15, Bitcoin ETF accounted for about 75% of new investment in the world's largest cryptocurrency, as it surpassed the $50,000 mark. However, Bitcoin faces significant resistance at the $67,500 mark. A potential move above would liquidate nearly $300 million worth of leveraged short positions across all crypto exchanges, according to CoinLass.
Imagine if we wind forward and before we know it, there's more financial assets going onto ETH because you don't get fired for using ETH, right? So let's say more financial assets, and they could be on a layer 2, but it still starts to accrue value because financial assets are rapid velocity and high volumes. That narrative can switch so fast because the meme coin narrative is just a bunch of us who live in crypto land as natives. But really the thing that will drive this space is new capital into the applications layer of what this technology does. That's kind of, but I don't see it yet. Like you're saying, it's like, why bother? I kind of agree right now. The answer is I don't think we know yet. We just don't know. All I do know is once you get to network adoption with some real applications, it tends to stick. So, if you think of all of the other big layer ones that came out in the past, none of those go to all-time highs again because they never got the network activity really. So Solana's clearly proven product market fit. When we abstract away everything from the space, these are businesses that are commonly owned that sell block space. That's all they do. And Solana sells good block space for various use cases. ETH and Bitcoin the same. So does it become boomer or does it matter? I think we need to be careful not to impose how the space is today, which is generally still retail driven and narrative driven versus use case driven, which I think will develop over time, which is like who's actually building, if Disney are building their Web3 architecture on XYZ, it's going to make a difference. It's going to bring in millions more, tens of millions of wallets and tens of millions of dollars of new activity every day. We just don't know what that is yet, but it will shift around.
As Bitcoin experiences a period of price pause, Michael Saylor, the chairman of MicroStrategy, has made a public declaration that has resonated throughout the cryptocurrency community. His message is simple and direct: bet on Bitcoin. Saylor's statement comes at a pivotal moment for Bitcoin. After significant price movements, the world's biggest cryptocurrency is seeing unusual calm. In a recent tweet, Saylor reinforced his unwavering confidence in Bitcoin, saying to bet on the digital asset despite the current price pause. This bold proclamation is not out of character for Saylor, who has consistently championed Bitcoin as a superior store of value and a hedge against inflation. MicroStrategy, under Saylor's leadership, has been at the forefront of corporate investment in Bitcoin. The company's aggressive acquisition strategy has seen it amass a substantial Bitcoin portfolio, making it one of the largest institutional holders of the cryptocurrency. Saylor's latest message, bet on Bitcoin, might be a reaffirmation of his belief in Bitcoin's long-term potential. The timing of Saylor's statement is noteworthy as it coincides with a broader market sentiment that is cautiously optimistic. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Zella. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.